about 30% of the population of the United States have degrees. So you now are part of that group. Graduation also is a time for us to get together all the people who made this possible. Obviously the graduates put in a lot of work, faculty and staff put in a lot of work, but we also have the families here, the mothers, the spouses, the fathers, the children, who also sacrificed a great deal to allow the graduates time they needed to pursue and complete their degree. I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker. Keynote speaker is Mr. Christian Sesma. Christian, originally from Palm Springs, was inspired to pursue his passion in filmmaking after graduating from San Diego State with a degree in anthropology. As an avid film buff, Christian decided to make a pair of no-budget short films. Both gained official selections on the Short Film Festival circuit in 2004. Welcome, Christian.
Class of 2014. Give it up for yourselves, you guys. Now, I want to give, before we start, let's give Ellen a run for her money on the selfie before we start this stuff, so we can do something fun before we do a fun keynote. Ready? Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we just had to get the formalities out of it. We had to get the formalities out of it. It's my pleasure to be here today. I appreciate Coleman University for having me come here and speak to you guys, and a good buddy of mine that invited me to come here and be the honored keynote speaker. Feels like a lifetime ago that I was just like you guys, sitting in my cap and gown, getting ready to graduate, my name to be called, and graduate again, like you said, 2003 with a degree in anthropology from San Diego State, just down the way. And I just couldn't help but think how different my life it was then than it is today, you know, and what has transpired to lead me to this moment to be here with you guys. And I'm sure we all have heard that old saying that life is what happens when we're busy making other plans, right? And there's not really much I can tell you just for myself about the filmmaking process that you can't Google or YouTube or watch on your DVD commentaries at home. But what I can impart today is just the journey it took for myself in the daily battle of being in the career that I have chosen and the life philosophies that I believe are relative to any profession, including your own as you graduate today. And Coleman's University's motto is dreams into reality, right? And it's a great motto and something that hits right to the core of me. It's something I say all the time and something that I really make a huge effort to live on a daily basis. And it's, you know, God's thinking about that, right? Go in preparing this speech and I think, how do we quantify that? What does that mean? You know, we hear it all the time. Dreams into reality. It's very fluffy. You know, how do you quantify the dream? How do we capture something so ethereal, so subliminal, and somehow transport that, right? And from just absolute nothingness into our physical world. I know I'm sounding like Stephen Hawking and Yoda right now, you know, but honestly, what is that? And what does it take to take that dream and how does that become real? And dreams, I'm talking not just thoughts. I think dreams are different from just plain thoughts for me. It's just in this context, a dream is a complex goal, right? Teeming with ideas and some sort of singular vision, right? A real destination, a line in the sand, a finish line of some sort. And as a filmmaker, I do this all the time. It's creating a story, writing a script and working towards making these 100 or so like genius pages into a movie, a full-length movie, and that takes 70 or so super talented other people to work towards this vision, this goal, this dream that I have. And you know, these things take months or years to accomplish, and I believe it's all relative. You know, every business takes a dream, an idea, a foundation of some sort to build upon. Dreams into reality. So circling back to my own personal journey and how life happens when you're busy making other plans, I'll share my very non-linear success path, and I'll keep this as short and sweet as possible. I graduated in 2003, anthropology, blah, blah, blah. I moved back to Palm Springs to franchise the family restaurant out with my father, right? And not 3 months after graduation, my appendix ruptured, and I'm in the hospital for a month. In the hospital bed, I read an article from Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez called The 10-Minute Film School. Somehow, clouds parted, light shone on me, except you had some sort of epiphany. And you know, basically the essence of what that article was is, if you want to be a filmmaker, go be a filmmaker. If you want to do that, go pick up a camera, go out and start shooting. Go do what you want to do. And, you know, as crazy as it sounds, that was just a huge epiphany for somebody like myself, you know, and it's just, we see these kind of inspirational things. Go do it, Nike, this, that, and the other, and all these cheesy posters in like dental offices and things like that. You know, go clean like cats with, you know, sons and things like that. But I think I couldn't tell you where that conviction to go do that came from. But after that, I decided to go make a short film. I said, a year from now, I'll go make a short film. And sure enough, a year basically to the day, I went and made a short film. Right after, just for reading that. No training, no schooling. I mean, I had a formal education background, but somehow there was this newfound passion to become a filmmaker. And I did. It ended up on the short film festival circuit. And when I showed that short film, something happened. I had validation. I had validation that this dream that I turned into reality had some sort of value. And beyond just what my mind had thought, because I know we think all these things all the time. And we've all heard that saying, don't always believe what your mind thinks and stuff. But so with that validation, I took this dream that I had and just kept starting to progress in the field that I wanted to do. And I started to see a progression. You know, I wanted to be a filmmaker, a real one, with desire, passion, will, conviction, belief, faith. You know, I was sold. Something inside me that had a fire in it, and I decided to really take what I had learned in that article of just becoming what I wanted to do and move forward. Dreams into reality. And that became my mantra, dreams into reality, progressing, getting better, honing my craft, practicing, meeting new people that inspired me, hanging with like-minded individuals, seeking new experiences and not shying away from opportunities. And again, in 2006, I made a leap from short films into full-length movies, and that's a whole different leap. And again, experience, you know, that dream became a reality.
Good afternoon, faculty, staff, and most importantly, graduating class of Coleman University. Steve Jobs once said, the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking, never settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. I'd like to share a story of one of my closest friends. I've known him throughout my entire life. He was an extremely bright individual. He always struggled with academics, however. He just didn't care for high school or community college. For example, he wrote a senior English research paper on the differences in efficiency of farming frost giants and hill giants in a game called EverQuest. Basically, he never found what he wanted to do academically. Coleman University allowed him to find something he loved in the form of programming. He graduated around 5 years ago with his bachelor's degree. He's now married, has a son, and is making a six-figure salary working as a database programmer. And every day he's looking to better himself. There's another person I wanted to mention today. That person's Emmett Miller. He has been a teacher and an inspiration in the computer networking department for 34 years. He recently retired a few months ago. And after never settling for anything but the best for himself and his school, he's always developing new ideas and continuing his education in this fast-evolving field. I was always impressed by his diligence and determination for Coleman University's success. Mr. Miller, and my friend mentioned earlier, I feel are the epitome of what Steve Jobs tells us. If you asked me about a few years ago where I'd be in the next 5 years, I probably would have said somewhere at Costco, hopefully upper management. I had accepted settling. I had accepted my fate as a Costco lifer, as they say. But I knew I could do better in my heart. I wasn't happy with what I did. Believe me, just ask my wife. Just like my friend, I too found Coleman. It allowed me to find something that I love and pursue it with every ounce of my being. Everyone else here graduating today showed the same dedication and epiphany that I had. We have found something we love. We're pursuing a career in a field that won't just be a job for us, but something that we can thrive in and enjoy. Every single graduate in this room decided not to settle. We all have different stories. We have different backgrounds that lead us to this point in time. However, there remains a constant in our will to strive for success and to better ourselves individually as well as others around us. And today, because of this determination, we have a greater opportunity to succeed and step forth into a new chapter in our lives. Each and every graduate here has proven themselves. They haven't endured the never-ending lectures, most of us even after a full day's work. Now, this degree we receive today does not define our being, nor is it the end-all cure for self-satisfaction. It certainly helps. We have proven here today that we did not settle and continued, we did not settle, and we had broken through the wall of higher education and continued until we stood on the other side. However, remember that our journey isn't over yet. Whatever we do after we leave today, just remember that finding a job that you love is the only way to do great work. Never settle. Always strive to make yourself, as others around you, the best that they can possibly be. Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. We're now going to hear from our faculty speaker. What can I say about Emmett Miller? As we mentioned earlier, he taught at Coleman for 34 years. He just retired a couple months ago, but I still see him around. I don't know what he's doing there, but he still hangs out. I think he's teaching part-time. Are you teaching part-time? Part-time teacher still.
1 day a week.
But Emmett, we always try to give new students one of Emmett's classes because Emmett was the epitome of making them feel comfortable and nurtured and welcome at the university. He touched the lives of thousands of students over those 34 years and has always kind of epitomized what we would like all of our faculty to be. Emmett?
They thought I was going to retire. I'd like to say a couple of things. I want to bring up a couple of subjects that nobody thinks about. We had a phone call to Dr. Furr back in 1980 from a gentleman that said, my son wants to go to your programming course. And he said, send him. In 81, his son graduated. You remember Cosmo program that NPR had on the system? Carl Sagan came and became our guest speaker in Old Town. I was there. He talked about the future. He talked about the things you're doing now that we didn't even think about. He talked about everybody will have a computer on their own desk at home. We got it. He talked about how to store data, but we didn't have as much storage space. Another strange thing that happened during 1981, we moved from one place to another. We moved up on Parkway Drive in La Mesa. At the ceremony, open house ceremony, we had a lady show up there, and a Navy admiral. She came up to the system, and she became our speaker. So you know what? The first one that found a bug in the computer system found a real bug. So we have Grace Hall. I got to meet these people. The only one that I didn't get to meet that I would have liked to have met was another rear admiral that was retired in the military, that was retired active duty, was the gentleman that made the submarine work, nuclear powered submarine. Admiral Coleman. Never got to meet him. Got to meet people that knew him though. Now, these people had a concept of where we were going. Now, there's two groups of people there. There's a group of people that brought you here to school. Call them parents. Your friends. You must have done a real good job of training these young people, because we got some great young men and great young ladies. A lot of them were in the service. Some of us were. Visualize their future. And I want them to think of the future this way. Of course you're going to get a job. The first day you get up after you go to work, a year or two, and you look at yourself in the morning and say, God, I hate to do this. Find something you love to do. I found it in the school. I was lucky, very lucky. All my life I've been playing this stuff. I thought it was the greatest thing in the world. Couldn't realize I was getting old. I got to the point where I knew I wasn't doing as good as I should in the beginning. So I said, it's time to get the young person in. So when you get 87 years old, think about that. If you make it, good luck. You're a great bunch of people. We got a lot of military here. Take a look at the veterans with their little thing hanging down. A lot of veterans in the group too. So we have a great bunch of people that went through our course, which is not an easy one to do. You've got the skills to get the job. You've got the education to keep it. But finally get one that you like and push it as far as you can. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Emmett. Now we'll hear from Ariana Morone, our Director of Diversity, who will present the inductees to Honor Society.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
So as mentioned, I'm here to recognize our students who are involved in various honor societies. But I kind of want to reiterate what our professor, Mr. Emmett Miller, just stated. We have a large volume of servicemen and women here at Coleman University. So I wanted to take the time and ask all of our service members, whether it be faculty, staff, or even in the audience, if you could please stand up so we can recognize you. Where there's a very high expectation in terms of academic excellence. You are expected to have a minimum of a 3.8 GPA. So I'm going to ask the following students to please come up here on stage, watch your step, and face the audience. Can I have Candy Gafford, Ludana Elliott, and Matthew Wenham please come up to stage. Now I ask that you raise your right hand. I'm going to have you repeat the NTHS pledge. It is a bit lengthy, but just bear with me, okay? As a member of the National Technical Honor Society, I pledge to maintain the highest standards of personal conduct. I will apply myself to continue a record of scholastic achievements in all aspects of my education. I will invest my talents, my skills, and my knowledge in a career of my own choosing, and shall always endeavor to uphold my obligations as a citizen of my community and my country. You did good. Now I ask, this is not part of the program, it's a bit of a surprise. Mr. Jimmy Gafford, could you please come up to stage? Jimmy Gafford. So Mr. Gafford is Candy's husband. He is also a member of the National Technical Honor Society, and he personally requested, we were sneaky about it, Candy, to assist with the pinning ceremony. So Jimmy and I will be pinning you. Okay, so just wait there shortly. this completes the induction ceremony. Welcome to NTHS. Thank you. Have a seat. Dana, if you can please freeze just where you are. Freeze. Come up back on stage. Dana, you're going to be up on stage pretty much half of the ceremony. So, Udana is also a member of the Alpha Beta Kappa. She's actually graduating today with her graduate degree. Now, we have one specific program for our graduate students, which again I mentioned is Alpha Beta Kappa. There's no long pledge, so I'll save you that, but you will be receiving your certificate and pinning ceremony. Dana, you will be receiving an APK Gold Key to remember all your hard work and effort to get that 3.0 GPA, right? Sure. Okay, Ludina, remain on stage. I also want to call up on stage Mr. John Pascal. Please come up to the stage. So both Ludina and Mr. John Pascal applied to the Salute Honor Society. Salute is specifically for our servicemen and women. And I'm going to ask, again, this is kind of a surprise, I'm going to ask Mr. Bill Reed, the Dean of the College of Computer Network, who can please come up here and assist with the pinning ceremony. Everyone have space. Thank you, Bill. So Dana and John, your official members of Salute. Thank you. Last but not least, Candy Gapper. I should have kept you up here, I know. Come on back on stage. So the last honor society I want to discuss is fairly new. It's a Coleman University honors program. So a group of students came to see some of the faculty members and said, we want a little bit more. We want to do a little bit more. We want to do research a little bit more. We want to get involved a little bit more. And of course, as members of a campus community, we encourage students to be engaged with, not only in terms of the academics, but on campus as well. As I keep telling students, I'm like, it's not me, it's data, it's research. Research shows that the more involved you are on campus, the more successful you will be as a student, right? So again, this is really our second iteration of graduates. Candy Gafford, she's going to be recognized as being part of a graduating member of the Coleman University Honors Program when we present you with your certificate.
We'll now have the presentation of the diplomas coming on stage, and this will be Dr. Libero, who's our Dean of Academics, and Mr. Ethan Bissett, who's the Dean of General Education Studies.
Hello, everybody. When I read the graduates' names, I'm going to indicate the level of degree as well as honors. When that applies. When I do refer to those graduates who are receiving honors, they will be according to the following. Cum laude indicates that the student has maintained a 3.8 grade point average. Magna cum laude, which indicates that the student has now maintained a 3.9 grade point average. And summa cum laude indicates a GPA of 4.0. Receiving an Associate of Science, Brandon Barella. Please come up to the stage, family members, take pictures, get as close as you like when I call the graduates' names. Aaron Browning. Ashley Dean. David Donald. Barbara Essien. Don't be shy. Come on up close. Michael Fields. Zachary Freeman. Trevor Garvey. Antonio Ibanez. Arcesio Julio, perfect attendance. Brandon Lambert, cum laude. Clint Lindemann. Michael Montgomery, cum laude. Elias Marino. Brandon Morrow. John Pascal. Matthew Peters.
Should be able to.
Alan Santos. Now our bachelor degree recipients receiving dual bachelor's degrees, Ian Alayeta. Nicholas Bastida. Charles Bender Jr. Jonathan Bernstein. Walter Bostater. Harvey Cabrera. Receiving dual bachelor's degrees, Edgar Camacho.
Thank you.
Receiving dual bachelor's degrees, Candy Gafford. Receiving dual bachelor's degrees with magna cum laude, Amanda Gibson. Nicholas Goldsman. Tanner Hilton. Raphael LeBlanc.
Raphael.
Seferino Marcelino. Catherine Massey. Brent Miller. Abdullah Nadir, magna cum laude. Receiving dual bachelor's degrees, Ricky Parker. Ryan Provis, cum laude. Manuel Salazar. David, cum laude. Receiving dual bachelor's degrees, Andrew Self. Receiving dual bachelor's degrees, James Short. Receiving dual bachelor's degrees with magna cum laude, Matthew Wenham. Now for our master's graduates, with a Master's of Science in Information Systems Management, Kishore Kumar Virangula. David Magician. Receiving a Master's of Science in Information Systems Management, Priyanka Shankara Usad. Receiving a Master's of Business Administration, Ludena Elliott, magna cum laude. Receiving a Master's of Business Administration, Eli Goodman. Receiving a Master of Business Administration, Adva Himo. Receiving a Master of Business Administration, Asaf Aharon Madar. Thank you, and congratulations to all of them.
Now the moment you've been waiting for, could I have all the graduates stand?
You're gonna do their.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of the University and by accrediting bodies, I hereby confer upon you the appropriate degree with all the honors and privileges which apply. You can move your tassel now from the right to the left. You're graduates. Now is when we lose the crowd. I'd just like to do one more thing, and that's acknowledge the faculty, first of all. The faculty is the one who spent most of the time with you when you were at the university and the ones that are making your careers worthwhile. So please help me in thanking the faculty. And I want you to stand up and say thank you to your family and friends. Turn around, stand up, get ready. That concludes the ceremony.